Hmm. Hello, viewers, dear viewers of the internet. I do apologize, I've been kind of on hiatus from streaming for a bit. It's not like I don't have things to stream, it's just this weekend's been kind of complicated, and I have been having a lot of chance to, well, the reason is every time the evening comes around for me to start streaming, I start feeling sick. So, that's why I haven't streamed in a while. But I feel okay tonight, so I kind of want to talk about some things tonight, which is why I'm not jumping straight into the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles tonight. I'm revisiting Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Everybody's favorite topic, which seems to be as of late. And, you know, I got some things I want to talk about here, yes. So, I actually have been playing this kind of off and on, between everything else, and exploring, just for exploring the extents of the game, and I think in the time since, I got some more things to talk about here. As you can see here, everybody looks a little different here. That's because I've been making use of the alternate cosmetic options, the very limited alternate cosmetic options the game offers you. But I think they look pretty nice. I'm actually in New Game Plus. This is actually the New Game Plus experience. This is why I named it that way here, because I got some things to talk about in New Game Plus in this game, which is not something I really got to talk about in my post-game discussion when I finished the game last time, because I didn't jump into New Game Plus. So anyway, I'm here in La Furia. This is where I'm at in my New Game Plus playthrough. I'm actually going through this pretty quick here, because everybody's over-leveled anyway, so I figured La Furia would be a pretty nice place for me to just kind of walk through and talk about things here. So, New Game Plus. I think this game does a pretty good job with New Game Plus from what I've experienced so far. There are a few things I kind of wish New Game Plus did that it doesn't do, but I guess I'll talk about the things I like first. Actually, stuff I don't even think I'd even talked about before. Right now I have it on the customized difficulty, and I am using the auto battle system just to kind of speed through the game. I didn't really talk about auto battle on my post-game discussion, but the auto battle system in this game is actually really quite good. Especially compared to when you think about auto battle systems in other games the few games I've ever played. Usually auto battle, especially in RPG, is just usually on auto attacks, like attack until the thing dies. That's not the way auto battle works in this game. The auto battle actually is AI controlled, and it's actually pretty darn good for the most part. The only criticism I'll probably label against it is that it does tend to initiate chain attacks a little too soon sometimes, I've noticed. Like, if it just waits, like, a little bit to, like, put, like, another element orb on an enemy, it can probably initiate a full burst. But sometimes it just initiates a chain attack just a little bit too soon, and it kind of misses the mark on doing that. But really, the auto battle system works pretty well in this game. So, for people who have a hard time understanding the battle system in this game, just use the auto battle system. It's pretty, at least this way you can kind of watch the battles unfold instead of just not being able to actually watch it, because one of my general complaints about the game is that I have to pay attention to the UI prompts so much that I can't really pay attention to the battles, so at least this way I can kind of watch the battles unfold and see what happens, so it's kind of nice in that respect. What else was I going to say? Yeah, when you start New Game Plus, you have access to all the blades, pretty much, and Mythra, Pyra, and Numa are just kind of with you from the get-go. Now, the blades you have assigned to other party members won't become available until you recruit those party members. Like the blades assigned to Morag, I didn't have access to until she actually joined the party, so So now when she's joined the party, I have access to those blades again. So right now I'm just kind of missing Zeke right now. Zeke has Cosmos and Talos on him right now, so I don't have those blades on me at the moment. So I have to go get Zeke so I can have those blades back on me. Speaking of, there actually are already bonus blades you get in New Game Plus here, but I only got like a few of them so far. Only 3, I think. Yeah, okay. I got Akos, Cressidius, and Perdido. I still don't have Dahlia. Dahlia is like the only regular rare blade I don't have, because somebody at Monosoft thought it would be a good idea to make her as hard to get as Cosmos. I don't know why. She's apparently not that good from what I hear, but whatever. I only kind of wonder for collection purposes here. You can also get Petroka, Mikhail, and Abrona, and Sever, which is Malice's blade. I kind of would have liked it if we could have, like, maybe you could have had Jin or Malice as blades, just for the fun of it, just to kind of have them as blades, but I guess not. Whatever. Also, I'm still kind of miffed that I can't actually put Poppy Buster on Tora. Because as far as I'm aware, I don't think there's really any in-game reason why Tora can't use Poppy Buster. Because Poppy Buster's not really an actual blade. It's just an artificial blade, so I don't see why Tora can't use Poppy Buster. I don't remember any specific reason why he couldn't. It's just, I always thought that was kind of weird, because it would have given Tora some more options instead of just Poppy all the time, which, you know, to be fair, Poppy's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with Poppy. It's just, I wouldn't mind if Tora had some more options in terms of options. I'm sure you know what I mean. I know what I'm talking about here. Things I had noticed here is, like, I kind of went back through the game and, yes, we're gonna, whatever this is, I don't remember what this part is. What is that thing? Is that a person? No, I don't remember. Like, there's some quests here that I don't remember doing. It's like this. What is this? I don't remember what this is. Oh yeah, I mean, I mentioned I am on custom difficulty. I did try out Bringer of Chaos for a little bit. Bringer of Chaos is probably a decent challenge for people who thought the game was too easy on normal. Bringer of Chaos is kind of, I would describe it as very punishing. Like, even at max level, with all the equipment that I have, it can still be kind of hard. I mean, of course it's not so hard in, like, the first, like, half of the game when you're, like, level 99, but the thing I noticed about Bringer of Chaos is that they make it really, really hard to do blade combos or even build up the party meter to get a chain attack. It's, like, really hard to do in Bringer of Chaos for some reason, and I had to actually look into this. Like, there were, like, some special, sorry, I'm drinking while I'm talking because my voice is, like, really dry today. I've been working outside, and it was, like, super humid, and I was just sweating buckets today. It's probably why I feel dehydrated. I'm, like, drinking and drinking and drinking, and I can't get hydrated again. Apparently there are some special abilities that enemies have in Bringer of Chaos that aren't in the normal game. Oh, it's a blade. I was looking at this thing, I was trying to, what the hell is that? It's like, look like a little imp. Like, what race is that? I can't remember a creature like that in the game. It's like, oh, it's a blade. It's just a blade crouched over, that's all. Okay. I'm not going to invite you to join us. I don't want another common blade. I have plenty of common blades at this point in the game, so I don't want any more. Also, I have the game on Japanese audio. I've been playing through the game on Japanese audio, just listening to the Japanese audio. Japanese voices are better than English dub. However, I think, as I mentioned the last time I played, the lip syncing is still off, even in a Japanese dub, so I don't... As I said before, the lip syncing is all over the place in this game. I don't know what Monosoft was doing. They took like a super lazy approach when it came to lip syncing in this game. But anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. Anyway, I'm going to talk about New Game Plus. That's what I'm talking about here. So, what I was going to say before is that earlier in the game when you have get Van Ham in the party for a while, I actually took some time to level up Van Ham because I had him. So I leveled him up to like level 66 just by fighting the Relentless Ardawan back in Torgoth a few times with him. So I was trying to see if I can like max him out. Apparently he has a hidden affinity chart just like the other characters here, like this here. Like all the characters get like a secondary affinity chart in New Game Plus. You can, so if they weren't powerful enough before, they can be even more powerful now. And Van Ham has one too, which I don't know why he does, because he's only in your party for like one chapter in the game. What would have been really nice is that in New Game Plus, if they could have just let you have the option just keep Van Ham in the party, that would have been a nice option to have, a nice little thing, bonus thing to have in New Game Plus. I'm just saying, it would have been nice to have, just so you can actually have him as an actual party member and make use of him. The only problem is he doesn't seem to want to equip any other blades besides rock, which is, I guess that kind of, I know I'm trying to think here, yeah, that could technically mess up the plot because he would still have rock equipped to him instead of having rock available for the scene where rock is supposed to be awakened to deal with the miasma and stuff. But to be honest, but it doesn't matter in my mind because New Game Plus is already breaking all the plot rules anyway, because we already have Numa in the group anyway. So what does it matter if Van Ham is still in the party at this point? Because New Game Plus is just ignoring the plot rules anyway at this point, because we already had Pyra at the start of the game. So speaking of Pyra, I want to show you Pyra's alternate costume here too while I'm here. I have a dark Pyra, which I actually think is a pretty nice look for her, to be honest. I kind of like this look. So yeah, that's just kind of my opinion. It's like, the game should have made it so that you can keep Van Ham in your party. Even if he doesn't do anything else for the rest of the game, at least you would still have him. And that would be nice to have. And you can actually make use of the character instead of just having him around for one chapter. Speaking of the whole rock situation, playing through this game and then you get to this part, the part in the game where you have to help out the little orphan kids and beat up the bandits and use rock and everything. I remember I was thinking back before when I first finished playing this game that the game felt too long and there was some content that probably needed to be cut somewhere in the game. And then I realized that's the stuff that should have been cut from the game. Is that whole section right there. Actually, because that whole section of the game felt like a side quest. It felt like you were forced into a side quest for the main plot. And honestly, that could have just been cut from the game entirely. They could have just kept Rock's core crystal, could have just awakened the same way as Wolfric's or Geon's core crystal. And you could just equip them later and just did whatever with them. So we didn't need like a whole side quest to explain the awakening of core crystals. Again, that's just my opinion. That's just one man's opinion, one fan's opinion here. But honestly, if I was in charge of the game, I probably would have cut that part of the game out. That was just redundant. Especially going through it a second time. It just felt really redundant to go through that. And I was like, I literally had the game almost on mute just going through that part just to kind of like, because I'm like, I wanted to skip through the cutscenes, but I wanted to hear what the Japanese audio sounded like, so I kept with it, but still I was like, this is so boring. It's like, why do I have to go through this? Just to establish the one point in the game that core crystals can reawaken. Like, we could have done that in a much better way, I just think, but anyway. So yeah, that's kind of basically stuff about New Game Plus. I forgot what direction I'm going in. I think yeah, bridge is over here. The enemies aren't going to fight me because my levels are too high, so I'm just going to kind of walk past them. Because I'm just talking anyway, so... is there really anything else about New Game Plus that I should bring up? Not really. I think that's kind of about it. Like I said, I'm just kind of casually making my way through a New Game Plus playthrough here. I'm not really playing this very seriously. I'm doing only some of the side quests as I come across them. And maybe once I get everybody back in the team, maybe I'll do some of the side quests here. Yes, I'm gonna say a lot because I need to drink again. My voice is getting dry. Now, before I did do New Game Plus, I did make sure to fill out the affinity charts of all the blades I had. Except for one, except for Poppy Buster, because Poppy Buster has some stupid thing in it where you can't technically finish the Poppy Buster's affinity chart until you go into New Game Plus. That's the only one I wasn't able to do. But other than that, I did everybody's affinity charts. The affinity charts are all done. Including, yeah, see, Poppy Buster has the one affinity chart, but it can't fill out because you have to do 2 more heart-to-hearts, which you can't do until New Game Plus, so I actually had to Google that and look that up, like, what heart-to-hearts am I missing? Obviously, I was missing one because I didn't have Dahlia, but then it means I'm missing another one somewhere, which I don't know where it is. But apparently there's one other in New Game Plus somewhere that you have to do in order to finish the Poppy Buster thing. Anyway, what I was going to say is that I did all of them, including Ursula's chart is done. I mentioned this on Twitter, but honestly, if you don't know what Ursula's Blade Quest is, basically it involves her having to go through this series of merc missions in order to get stamps for looks, voice, and soul. And you only get like probably 1, 2, or 3 stamps per mission. And you have to get a maximum of 99 for all of them in order to complete her quest, as far as I'm aware. I maxed them out, or you have to get close to max, very close to max in order to complete her quest. And I had been doing her quest, like, probably ever since I first got her in game, when I was doing my first playthrough. And I didn't begin my New Game Plus run until I actually finished hers. And it's just like, it was way past the point when I finished the game, initially, way back on my last time I played, so... Whoever thought this was a good idea, Monolithsoft, please don't fucking ever do something like this again. For fuck's sake. Jesus. That was the worst thing to have to go through. Although not nearly as bad as having to try and grind out legendary core crystals to futilely try and get Dahlia for whatever reason. I actually got Cosmos before I got Dahlia, and before I finished Ursula's freaking side blade quest. So I actually was able to grind out enough core crystals while doing her content to get Cosmos first before her. That's how long it freaking takes to do Ursula's blade quest. But not quite long enough for me to get Dahlia, though. At some point, I had enough of grinding for core crystals. I'm like, whatever, I'm moving on. Actually, you know what? I kind of wonder what would happen if I had gone the other path. If there would have been a different cutscene. I should have done that. I wasn't thinking about that. Because I think when I went through here the first time, I went through this path. I didn't go through the alternate path. I should have did that. I don't know why. I wasn't really thinking, but... Okay, let me clear my throat. We're gonna move on to the next topic here.
ちょっとは外に出た方がいいもん。部屋に引きこもってメカいじりばかりじゃ健康に悪いもん。今はこうして兄貴たちと冒険してるもん。引きこもりとかオレンジ警備員じゃないの。
one other thing about New Game Plus is before I jump on to the next topic here, is the Wandering Merchants. Wandering Bards, sorry, the Bards. You can basically sell your bonus EXP to them for special items. See, there's like one, I think, in like each major town. and you can exchange your bonus EXP for special stuff. The first one in Argentum, sorry, I was got the name mixed up in my head for a moment. And Argentum will get you the extra accessory slot for the main character, which is nice to have. And I've been making use of that. I don't think I have the accessory slot on Morag yet. I have to go back and get that for her. But the one in Torgoth is the good one. The one I really wish was in the main game, but because you can get Ether Crystals from the one in Torgoth, which is so good. So good. Because I have... No, I'm serious. All the grinding I did for core crystals before I started New Game Plus, and for Tachyon and Moon Matter chips, because I got Tachyon chips, I think, on just about everybody. I accumulated so much bonus EXP for everybody. I have like 15 million bonus EXP on everybody. No, I'm serious. I have that much. I have more than enough to buy all the bonus stuff from the Wandering Bards for everybody. So I'm set. That means I can just keep buying Ether Crystals from the dude in Torgoth over and over and over, and completely maxed out the poppies. I never have to play Tiger ever fucking again. I am so happy about that. Now that said, I know there are like some master mods I think you can get. Actually, you know what? I think you can just buy the master mods from the bards in the next few major areas of the game, I think, from what I remember reading. So again, I don't have to worry about that, which is nice. So the only thing that sucks about the poppy thing is that I still have to find the manuals again. I completely missed that jump. Yeah, it kind of sucks that I have to find the manuals again, because I can't make all the accessories again. So I gotta wait till almost the end of the game again to get all of the manuals in. So then I can make all the stuff again. But other than that, I have the poppies pretty much upgraded and equipped as best as I can right now. So they are very powerful right now. Let me just put it that way. So, but I'm okay with it. Also, you get a cutie pie as soon as you get QT as well. You get those at the same time. So pretty nice. It's a nice bonus. Alright, so the thing that needs to be talked about here. I have watched, I have read, I have seen a lot of talk lately about rumors about the next Xenoblade game. And I just want to make clear about this. This stuff is rumors. It is rumors. Now, don't get me wrong. I've been enjoying the Xenoblade Chronicles game, so I am very interested to see what happens next. So basically, just to kind of sum up what the rumors are from what I've read, is that apparently the third Xenoblade Chronicles game, an actual Xenoblade Chronicles 3, not a sequel to X or anything like that, has been in development, which is, I feel like it's kind of a duh moment, because obviously Monolith would be working on the next Xenoblade game. They have been working on it. Kind of feels obvious. It's just, well, why haven't they announced anything yet? Why haven't they revealed anything? Because I remember people were speculating that Nintendo was gonna mention or reveal something at E3 this year, and E3 kind of came and went without any mentioning of Monolith Soft or Xenoblade or anything like that. So I'm probably not even going the right direction, am I? It doesn't matter. I'm just talking anyway. So, but apparently, according to the rumors, Xenoblade 3 was supposed to be announced earlier this year, and was supposed to be slated for a winter release this year. That is the rumor right now. And to be honest, apparently it was delayed because of COVID, COVID just kind of delayed development of the game, so it got pushed back, supposedly till early next year. And that an actual official announcement of the game will occur later this year at some point. Which, okay. That is entirely plausible, I think. So, because, I mean, COVID has affected a lot of things in the year of 2020. The year of hell for the world, apparently. So that's why I say it kind of makes sense. It's plausible that this is the case. So, okay, I'm willing to kind of go along with that. Now, apparently but again, this is all just kind of like assumptions that people could have made like a while ago. Like I mentioned, it's a safe assumption that Microsoft is working on the next Xenoblade game. You don't have to be like a special psychic or genius to figure that out. It's kind of obvious that they would make another Xenoblade game. They kind of alluded to this fact when they made Future Connected for Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, that Future Connected is supposed... I remember it was mentioned somewhere that Future Connected was supposed to illustrate the future direction of the Xenoblade series, or something to that effect. So yeah, obviously, they're working on another Xenoblade game. We've known about that ever since Definitive Edition came out. So, okay. So, it's not that big a surprise. Let's see, I think, yeah, I'll go this way. Now, what comes in to, okay, well, let me drink first. Apparently what kicked off all these re-emergence of this rumor was the Jenna Coleman interview, apparently, where it kind of sounds like she let slip that another Xenoblade game was in production, even though I kind of read the transcript of that, and it sounded more like she just didn't know what was going on, rather than actually letting it slip that another game was in production. So I wouldn't put too much faith into that. That's all I'm saying. It's like, it sounded more like she didn't really know if anything was being made. I think she just kind of was like a lot of other people and just kind of assumed that another game is being made. Now, that said, she is the voice actress for Amelia. And another part of the rumor is that the third game is going to be... And I think this is where the rumors start to become a little bit more dubious to me. Saying that the next game is going to be a sequel to this game, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and that it's supposed to take place far in the future, like a 500-year time skip into the future or something after the end of this game. And supposedly, we're going to have a new cast of characters, obviously, and probably some cameos, some characters we already know about that probably would still be around. And one of those characters I mentioned was Amelia, who is probably one of the characters from Xenoblade Chronicles 1 who probably would reasonably still be around in that time, because she's a I forgot the name of the race of people, I'm sorry, give me a moment. The Alchemoth people, they're the Hyentia, sorry, yeah, the Hyentia, yeah. And the Hyentia have like really long lifespans, so it kind of would make sense that she would still be around. So, but if that is the case, that would probably go to show that, okay, they're going to be joining or merging the worlds of Alrest and the remains of the Bionis somehow together into like one world. I mean, I guess, sure. I mean, that's kind of where the dubious part of rumors is, because we really don't know how directly linked the two worlds are at this point. All we know is that the world of the Bionis is kind of in a parallel dimension. That's all. How do I get off this thing? I don't remember, because, see, when I try getting like really deep discussions like that, I can't really think about the gameplay. I'm like, where am I going? I don't know how to get down from here. Go this way. Alright. Slide. Okay, now that's kind of the rumor right now, the rumor mill. My thoughts on it. Alright. Alright, so this thing about the time skip here. The idea of there being a big time skip is not unheard of in the Xeno series. I just kind of want to put that out there. It's not an unheard of idea, and what I mean by that is that I want to go back to the Xeno Saga a little bit here, because Xeno Saga in its original form was supposed to have time skips in it. There were supposed to originally be like 3 parts to Xeno Saga, 3 main story arcs within Xeno Saga, and there was supposed to be a big time skip between each of those parts. What we got with the actual games of Xeno Saga that we got, the truncated version that we got, was basically only covered the first story arc of Xeno Saga, basically. And after that was supposed to be a time skip, and there would be like a new cast of characters that would continue the games, with a few cameos. Probably Cosmos would still be around, because that's the only character that would probably still be around at that point. And there would be like a new cast of characters who would either be new characters, or they would be reincarnations of the previous cast of characters, like Shion, Junior, and Jin, and whatever. And that was the idea. That was the idea that never got made. Now, is it possible that Monolith is trying to recycle and reuse that idea in Xenoblade? It's plausible. It's plausible that's what the plan is. So, now that said, I don't know if that's really what they're gonna do. But if they do that, it'll be interesting to see, and it would make sense because they're just reusing the ideas they've had before. Which is something they really have been doing throughout Xenoblade anyway. They've been reusing the ideas from the previous Xeno games within the Xenoblade series so far. A lot of the stuff that's been expressed in ideas really aren't entirely new ideas. It's just different takes on the same ideas they've had before in the previous Xeno games, going all the way back to Xenogears even. So it's not out of the question that the time skip is going to happen. It's just, like I said, it's still kind of a dubious rumor. And none of this stuff I'm not going to hold a lot of faith in until we actually get some confirmation from Monolith Soft or Nintendo that, hey, this is what's going to happen in the next Xenoblade game. Because up until that point, everything is just kind of speculation and rumor. And that's all this stuff is right now. So, but, you know, like I said, it is a good chance that another game is coming. It's kind of an obvious thing. So, I think like a lot of other people, I'm looking forward to it, to see what comes. Let's see. There is one other thing I do kind of want to mention. It's like... And this is the thing that I think... I don't know how controversial an opinion this may be, but... when Xenoblade Chronicles 3 does come about, do not expect this. Do not expect this. What I mean by is, don't expect the blade system to come back. Now, why am I saying that? Because in every Xenoblade game, so far, blade has meant something different in each game so far. In Xenoblade Chronicles 1, it referred to basically the Monado. In Xenoblade X, it kind of referred to the organization blade that the hero character and Elma and the others were part of. And in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, blade refers to, you know, the living weapons called blades in here. So, it's very likely that in the next game, blade is going to be something entirely different in the next game. It's going to mean something else. So, for everybody thinking that the blade system is going to come back, you might want to put that hope on just put a little note on that, like, don't be disappointed if it doesn't turn out to be the same way in the next game. Because chances are Monolith is going to try to do something different with blades in the next game. It's not going to be the same system again. So that's, again, that's just my, you may consider that to be my little piece of speculation and rumor that I will add into this giant mess here. So basically my bit of speculation is that blades are going to be something different in the next game, which would fit with the pattern Monosoft has had so far. So that's kind of all I'm going to say. That said, I'm not really sure what they would do with blades in the next game, or the idea of whatever a blade would be. They could, and there'll probably still be weapons of some sort. I just know what. Maybe blades will be mechs in the next game. Maybe that's what it'll be. Whoa. We could actually have some actual mecha back in the game. I mean, technically there are mecha in this game. It's just they're kind of not really player-controlled mechs. I kind of would wish they would bring mechs back into the games. I know they were in Xenoblade X, but it would be nice if we could have, like, could actually control the artifices or mechs or something in these games, just to expand the gameplay options. It would be nice to have. So maybe in the next game, blades will actually be mechas. That'll be my guess. Okay, let's leave it at that. A guess. Maybe in the next game, blades will be mechs. Because again, you can still use the name Xenoblade. Because, yeah. So anyway, that's just kind of about my. I guess that's about all I really am all going to say about the rumors right now. So yeah. Hopefully, soon, we'll hear something definitive about what's coming. Because like many others, I'm just really curious to see what happens here. So, and when it does come out, very likely obviously I will play it. And also the rumors that apparently it would be the end of the trilogy of Xenoblade games. I'm not quite certain where that rumor is coming from. Because I don't really see any reason that Monolith would stop making Xenoblade games. But, okay. I guess they're saying about this story arc would be done. I'm not really sure what story arc that would be. Okay, so now I'm going into like speculation territory again here. It's like, okay, so we have Klaus and the Conduit and the Trinity Processor. All the Trinity Processors are pretty much accounted for. Unless we just want to have some definite, conclusive proof that Alvis is Ontos, which I think at this point everybody just knows about. So the only thing I really think of where they could, I mean, could Klaus come back in some form? I don't really know. He seems like he's pretty dead now at this point, and I don't know about Galea. Galea may be kind of gone too at this point. So where could they go with the larger plot at this point? I don't really know. Rebuild the world from what's left over from Alrest and the Bionis, maybe? Although to be fair, the one thing they would have to do in the next game, they would have to explain where the conduit went to. Because either way, the conduit would have to come back into the game somehow. It disappeared at the end of this game, and we don't know exactly. I don't know what happened to it really. It just kind of disappeared. So I would have to assume that the conduit would have to come back into play at some point in the third game, because just about every Xeno game has something Zohar-like in it, so it wouldn't make sense not to have it there. So it would have to get worked back into the game somehow. I'm not quite sure how. Unless there's another parallel universe that the conduit is in right now. And they have to... okay, for some reason, the new set of heroes. They have to... Something's wrong in the world in the future, and everything's coming apart, and they must go... They have to find the conduit. It's the quest to find the conduit. We have to find it because the conduit's missing, and we need the conduit to fix things. That's just me speculating. I really don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there. I think Future Connected kind of established that there is some kind of breakdown of the barriers between the Bionis world and Alrest of some sort. I know it hasn't really ever been confirmed that the Fog King is a Guldo from this game, even though it's already been proven kind of in the data files that the Fog King is using the same model as the Guldo. So there is a connection there. It's just we really don't know exactly the nature of that connection right now. Like, what are the Fog Beasts? What is the Fog King supposed to be exactly? It's some sort of corrupted Guldo thing. But apparently, even the Fog King was not supposed to be like... Supposed to be the big power behind what was going on. Apparently, whatever was happening was happening on the other side of the portal that appeared near Alchemoth in the game. And apparently, we just don't really know what that was in Future Connected. The portal closed, and that was the end of it. So... But apparently there is something else happening on the other side of the portal in that game. We just don't know what it is. So whatever that is, that's probably what's going to be answered in the next Xenoblade game. So just don't know what that is. So anyway, let's see. I've been going on for 40 minutes here. That's probably long enough. So anyway, that's just kind of where I'm at with the Xeno series as a whole right now. I'll probably keep messing around with New Game Plus on my own casually, just to kind of... I want to see if I can get the other blades in here. I read somewhere that Mikhail I can only get at a certain point. I don't know if that's accurate or not, so I guess I'll find out later. Yeah, okay. Konnichiwa. Alright. Let me wait till this cutscene's done. I'm gonna save. And then I'm gonna switch over to Ace Attorney, because I need to make some progress in Ace Attorney. It's not so much important that I make progress here, because I'm just doing this on my own. Okay, we're back to having a single party member again. Save! Close game. Alright, I'll be back in just a moment. I'm going to switch over to Ace Attorney. And I'll be back in just a moment here.